Psychology shows that childhood trauma doesn't just create pain. It quietly rewires how a person thinks, reacts, connects, and survives. And here's the part most people miss. Many people who grew up with trauma don't look broken. They look functional, responsible, capable, strong. They show up on time. They handle pressure. They carry weight without complaining. But that strength didn't come from comfort. It came from survival. Underneath that calm exterior are rare psychological traits shaped early, not by choice, but by necessity. Here are 5 traits psychology consistently observes in people who grew up with childhood trauma. If some of these feel uncomfortably familiar, it's not coincidence. 1. They sense emotional shifts instantly. People with traumatic childhoods often read a room faster than anyone else. A slight change in tone, a pause that lasts half a second too long, a look that doesn't match the words. They notice it immediately. Psychology calls this hypervigilance. When a child grows up in an unpredictable or emotionally unsafe environment, their brain adapts by constantly scanning for danger, not physical danger, emotional danger. As adults, this shows up as an almost eerie awareness of mood changes, facial expressions, energy shifts, unspoken tension. What others overlook feels obvious to them. This isn't overthinking, and it's not weakness. It's a survival system that never fully turned off. Their nervous system learned early that awareness meant safety. 2. They feel responsible for other people's emotions. Many trauma survivors carry a deep, quiet belief. If everyone else is okay, then I'm safe. Psychologists link this to early emotional role reversal. As children, they learned that managing someone else's emotions kept the environment stable, so they became the peacemaker, the emotional translator, the one who calmed things down. As adults, this turns into people-pleasing, emotional caretaking, and intense guilt when others are upset. They don't just empathize, they feel accountable. Someone else's anger feels like their fault. Someone else's sadness feels like their responsibility. They often ask, "What did I do wrong?" even when nothing is wrong. This trait looks like kindness on the outside, but on the inside, it's exhaustion. 3. They struggle to relax without feeling unsafe. For people with traumatic childhoods, calm can feel unfamiliar. Psychology shows that when chaos is normal early in life, the nervous system stays alert, even in peaceful moments. Silence feels strange. Stability feels temporary. Relaxation feels undeserved. Their body doesn't trust quiet, so they stay busy. They stay distracted. They stay guarded. Not because they want stress, but because stress is what their system learned to survive. When things are calm, a part of them waits for something to go wrong. This isn't pessimism, it's conditioning. Their body learned that peace never lasted. 4. They become extremely independent. Trauma teaches one lesson early. Don't rely on anyone. Psychologists call this defensive self-reliance. When support was inconsistent, unavailable, or unsafe, the brain adapted by minimizing needs. As adults, they handle problems alone, struggle to ask for help, feel uncomfortable depending on others, downplay their own needs. Independence becomes an identity. But here's the truth. That independence wasn't chosen. It was built out of necessity. It looks like strength, but it came from learning that help wasn't guaranteed. 5. They feel deep empathy, but hide their own pain. People with traumatic childhoods often understand suffering deeply. Psychology shows that early exposure to pain increases emotional awareness and empathy. They listen without judgment. They comfort others naturally. They sense pain before it's spoken. But when it comes to their own emotions, they stay quiet. They learned early that their feelings were inconvenient, ignored, misunderstood, or unsafe to express. So they carry strength silently. They become the strong one, the reliable one, the one who has it together, even when they're hurting. The deeper truth. Psychology is clear about one thing. Trauma doesn't just break people. It shapes rare emotional intelligence, resilience, and awareness. But survival traits are not the same as personality. What once protected you may now be exhausting you. You don't need to stay strong forever. You don't need to be hyper-aware all the time. You don't need to carry everyone else's emotions. You don't need to survive peace. You deserve safety. You deserve softness. You deserve rest. Healing doesn't erase strength. It gives strength somewhere safe to finally rest. So ask yourself this: which of these traits felt personal, and which one are you finally ready to unlearn? If this resonated, you're not alone, and you're not broken. You adapted, and now you're allowed to heal.